Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Howard Community College for the viewing of this Region 20 Division II tournament semifinal matchup between the number 1 seeded Howard Community College Dragons and the number 4 seed Potomac State Catamounts. The game was scheduled to start at 4 p.m. A logistical issue involving referees has caused the delayed start here, but we are set to begin momentarily as the refs are arriving at this moment. That will give us an opportunity to look through the game here as Potomac State comes in as the number 4 seed with a 1-7 record. Their one win came against Christendom College, but since then they have lost 4 straight, including the opening game of the season for both of these teams, where they played each other at Potomac State, with Howard Community College winning that game 3-0. For the Dragons, they come in with a perfect 7-0 record and are currently ranked number 3 in the country for Division II. Their last couple wins in particular, they have just been blowing out opponents, including an 8-0 win against Hagerstown and a 9-0 win against Anne Arundel. In fact, this Dragons team has only given up 2 goals all season long. That was in a 5-1 win over Southern Maryland and a 2-1 win over CCBC Essex, who at the time were ranked number 1 in the country, have since dropped down due to that loss. For Potomac State, they come in 8 games played, averaging 1.25 goals per game, with 9.5 shots per game, and having given up 3 goals per game. As for the Dragons, in their 8 games, they are, wrong sheet. In their 7 games this year, the team is averaging 4.86 goals per game, with 33.7 shots per game, and allowing just 3.7 shots per game from their opponents. So not only are they dominating on the scoreboard, but just their ability to control the game from all parts of the field has been really the key to their success. Sophomore returning All-American goalkeeper Haley Murray of the Dragons, allowing just 0.29 goals allowed per game. She does have a 90% save percentage, but has only been forced to make 18 saves all season long with those 5 shutouts. So just an incredible year, even if she hasn't been put to the test too much. As for Potomac State, they've used a couple goalkeepers, but their go-to to this afternoon, is Teresa Lambert, the sophomore. She has a 73% save percentage with 3.35 goals allowed per game. For Potomac State, they have scored 10 goals this year, led by number 5, a freshman, Nicole McNamee. She has 3 goals in the year, followed closely by Taylor Layton with 2. And, their team leader is Cassidy Wallace, a freshman. She has 4 goals and 2 assists in this year. For the Dragons, they are led by sophomore star Madeline Nichols. She has 10 goals and 6 assists on the year. Freshman sensation Talia Stangerlin, she's got 7 goals and has just been on fire of late. Lillian Scott, the starting forward for the Dragons today, she has 2 goals to her name, but leads the team, second on the team with 5 assists. So the 2 teams are now starting to get re-warmed up as they prepare for this playoff matchup. We will take a quick break and be back with you with the start of the game in just a few moments. We are back here. Everybody's in position and the game is underway. The Dragons in their all whites with gold trim going to the goal on the left on your screen, and Potomac State in the navy blue with the gold numbers. They are going to the goal on the right for this first half. Early through ball in by Nichols. Sonati crosses it in, and it's almost a handball. This is a shot, and it's a goal! And it doesn't take long at all as the Dragons get on the board as Madison Zubak curls one into the bottom corner of the net. And just 24 seconds in the game, the Dragons have the 1-0 lead. For Zubak, that is just her second goal of the season. But it comes at a good time as we are in playoff time and every goal matters that much more. So the Dragons looking to play this on their front foot. As once again, they get under control. Sonati plays it up to Scott. And that goes out, and it's going to be deflected for a Dragons throw-in. Howard sticking with that 3-5-2 system that has been working for them with 3 defenders in the back. CJ Janish in the middle of it with Josie Stubbs and the always reliable Celia Jackson flanking her. 5 midfielders with Kayla Hatmaker playing in more of the holding role, with Jenna Nauman and Maddie Nichols playing beside, Nauman and Zubak playing beside her. And out on the wings, Harriet's on the near side and Sonati on the far side. Nichols is playing up front with Scott. For Potomac State, looks like they're going with a classic 4-4-2 formation, as that one is flicked forward by McNamee. Potomac State moving the ball up. Wallace tries to get it wide to McNamee. And Sonati does a good job of hitting it off of McManamay for a throw-in. Quick throw-in is taken. Scott chasing it down. Jackson finds Harriet. Faga. And that is going to be hit out by Llewellyn for an another Howard throw-in. Scott checks it back for it, finds Nauman. And Jackson will play it back as Hatmaker has room in the middle of the park. She will switch it all the way to the other side of the field to the corner. Sonata gets control of it. Plays it to Nichols. Nichols tries to cross it into the middle, and it is cleared out by the Catamounts. And Harriet's unable to save that one as it will go out for a throw-in. Turnin under a lot of pressure, tries to get it wide. Victoria Floyd trying to shield off Harriet's, and Floyd will just kick it out of play as she was not comfortable there trying to get control for the Catamounts. And this time they will get it out as Brooke Cornell clears it out and finds McManamy. McKenzie tries to find her teammate Wallace up top, and Wallace can't quite get it to it as Stubbs beat her to it. Sonati gets it wide to Nichols. Nichols gets around the corner, tries to get through Faga, and the defender will win that battle and clear it out. .21 players on the Catamounts half of the field as the entire Dragons defense is pushed up, and the Catamounts now have dropped another player back. They're playing more of a 4-5-1 with poor Nicole McManamy all by herself, isolated up top. As that will go out for a goal kick. That 5-player midfield of the Dragons does such a good job of dominating control of the ball and just keeping their opponents pinned. And now it's once again Sonati heads it forward for Nichols. Nichols shields off Faga and wins another throw-in. Sonati finds Zubak. This is McManamy. She's going to go try to run it past the entire Howard defense by herself, and a good job by the Dragons, as that is Lillian Scott running all the way back from the forward position to shield her off the ball and get the inside position and win it back for Howard. Nichols hits that through ball a little bit too hard. The Catamount goalkeeper is staying on her line now, will come out, and Lambert will pick it up. It was out for a goal kick. This is the semifinals of the regional tournament, with the winner of this game moving on to the finals on Saturday, May 15th, with the higher seed hosting, which means if the Dragons, as the number 1 seed, wins this game, they will host that contest. And Dragons will make their first sub, as Talia Stangerlin will come in for Scott. Stangerlin will move right into the forward line. Usually she's been playing outside midfield, but with her scoring prowess of late, hard to keep her away from that front line. Jackson gets it to Stangerlin. What a pass in, and then taken off of the foot of Stangerlin by Haley Turnin. Janish settles things down, gets it wide to Stubbs. Dragons really trying to use the width of their ability, playing it wide and then getting it back to the middle, which spreads out that Catamounts defense and opens up holes in the middle when they eventually get to the goal. Jackson with space in front of her finds Harriet on the wing. Harriet flips it over Floyd. Gets around Floyd, but Alex Grady will have the support there to sweep things up. Hatmaker will try to flip it forward to Nichols, head it away. Second try does find the feet of Nichols. She'll get it wide to Sonati. Sonati with the first touch tries to cross it in, and it goes out for a goal kick. Sonati. First to it, she heads it forward to Nichols. Hatmaker now will run into some space. Hatmaker plays a through ball in for Stangerlin. She will save it before it goes out. Gets it wide to Harriet. And once again, that is Grady trying to get it. Now Harriet hits a left-footed cross into the box. Nichols plays it back to Zubak. Lays it off to Sonati. Sonati with the shot blocked away. The relentless Dragon still going after it as Nauman takes it away from Wallace. A long shot by Hatmaker, and Lambert is there to catch it cleanly. Lambert punts it forward, finds the feet of Megan McKenzie. Llewellyn tries to get it wide for her teammate, and Taylor Layton unable to get control. Layton will try to push up a little bit with McManamy, and Howard gives it away under the pressure. Hit forward, but no catamounts in the area, so it will be Jackson who takes control. She'll find Tang Stangerlin, who flips it around, turn it, but Lambert, quick off her line, will pick it up. Jackson once again takes control off the clearance by the Catamounts goalkeeper. Harriet's just going to try to run down the near sideline. She goes up against Turnin. She'll get it to the middle, and an important interception by Brookenell. And that will bring in a couple of substitutions as Gracie Hill will replace Victoria Floyd for Potomac State, and for Howard, Yassine Kamara will see action as she will replace Tessa Sonati. Corner kick in by Nichols, and that will fly over everyone for a goal kick. So the Dragons will switch up their formation a little bit with Stangerlin moving out to the right outside mid, and Yassine Kamara will take the center forward position at the top of the line. Lambert, and once again her clearance just cannot find a dark blue jersey. Nichols takes it back from McKenzie. Hatmaker under pressure from McManamy. Plays it back to her defensive line. Jackson gets it wide to Harriet. Harriet flips it forward. Nauman will hit it to the corner, but there are no white shirts in the vicinity. Nichols tried to head it forward, and it's just going to go out of play. Nauman swept away by the Catamounts. Good pressure there. Once again by Alex Grady, who's had plenty to do on that right back position and has held her ground well for the Catamounts thus far. Wallace able to turn and look upfield. Tries to find McManamy. Once again, it will be the Dragons taking over. Harriet's just cuts inside. She will cross it into the box and played away nicely by Faga. Now it's Stangerlin. Stangerlin, she's in. Shot by Stangerlin, goes off the post. Bouncing around. Another shot blocked. That was Nichols. And the Dragons with a few more chances and unable to find the net. Stangerlin again. And this one is played out by Llewellyn. Stangerlin finds the woodwork, as she has done numerous times throughout the contests of this campaign. Hatmaker, stuck in the corner, is able to flip it forward. Camara had held up the ball nicely, but trying to dribble around her defender, it will go out for a goal kick. You can just see the strength of Camara being able to just post up her player like she's a basketball player and just take that inside position. Makes it very difficult for any defender to take the ball off her foot. Nauman gets it to Nichols, who just dribbles around her opponent. Nichols into the box. Harriet's on the one time, tried to volley it in, and will just get her foot under it a little bit too much, and it will go over for another goal kick. Floyd goes back into the game for the Catamounts, with Madison Llewellyn coming out. Catamounts came in today with 13 healthy players and likely have regular rotations with those two bench players, trying to keep them fresh. Zubak and Wallace. Zubak is able to win it away. Nichols checks back, gets it wide. Stubbs pinching forward. She will play it wide into the corner for Stangerlin. Stangerlin, step over, tries a left-footed cross, and blocked away by Faga. Some strong defensive play. But Stangerlin wins with throw-in once again. Zubak able to turn, finds Hatmaker. Hatmaker cuts it back. She'll look for a shot. Lifted into the top of the goal, and then it's in! What a shot by Kayla Hatmaker! Unbelievable, as she just lifted over Lambert. It hit off of the bottom of the crossbar and bounced in, even bounced all the way down to the ground and up to the top of the netting again, just to make sure that the referees knew that it was a goal. And Dragons now winning 2-0. Kayla Hatmaker, that is her third goal of the season. And in fact, she's only taken 6 shots on goal all year long. So she is quite efficient. When she shoots, it's usually pretty darn accurate and with power, as McManamy will trip up Nauman on that play. Wallace able to find Cornell. Cornell tries to get it up to Mackenzie. Janice just comes in and boots it back into the Catamounts half the field. And we will have subs on both sides as Madison Llewellyn re-enters. This time it will be Megan McKenzie who will get a respite. And for the Dragons, Sonati will return and Harriet's will get a break. Jackson able to come forward, gets control. Finds Nichols on the diagonal run, but a little bit behind her. Given away. Hatmaker shuts down that counterattack. That Wallace looked promising at first as Jackson was pushed forward. Kamara chased this down. She'll get to it. Nutmegs Faga still goes through, gets through Hill and tries to cross it in. It goes just over the crossbar. But a fantastic individual effort. Sonati, first two heads it away. Sonati will chip it into the box. Unfortunately, there were no dragons there, but it was put in a good position. Zuback gets it under control for Howard. Subs wide to Stangerlin. Stangerlin will just dribble right around Gracie Hill. Stangerlin low cross in, deflects off of Hill, and a good job by Haley Turnin to make the safe play and just knock it out of play. But it will be another Howard corner kick. Nichols for the right-footed outswinger. Puts it right into the middle of the box. Hatmaker had that blocked away. And a good job once again by Catamounts as they survive the danger. Nichols, she'll put in a shot just wide of the net. It's going to be saved as Teresa Lambert made a diving effort to paw that one away. And it will be the Dragons' third corner kick of the game, with Nichols working her way over to the opposite side of the field. This time, Nichols will have the opportunity to get an in-swinger into the box. And we all know from watching games, she likes to go right at the goal to make it difficult. This one goes more to the back post. Janice tried to get her head on it, knocked away by the Catamounts. Hatmaker pokes it forward for a goal kick. Good crowd on hand today at the Dragon's Lair. The biggest crowd we've had for a soccer game all year long, as things are starting to open back up in Maryland. Everybody happy to get outside, enjoy the beautiful weather, and more importantly, enjoy a good soccer contest. Jackson gets it forward. Nichols tried to just flick it forward. Sonati chases it down, but stonewalled by Turnin, who will then hit it out. And a foul was called, I believe. It will be a foul on the Dragons. Turnin hits it up. Cornell able to get the second ball, and a third time she will hit it forward. Janish mis-aimed that one as it just got overhead, but Zuback had the cover and clears it out. Now it's Stangerlin. She's got room to run into. Stangerlin gets it wide to Nichols. Nichols puts in the shot and just wide of the net. And a good fast break attempt there by the Dragons, as we get a couple new Howard players coming in, with Juliana Hill taking over for Kamara up top, and Anna Burns will get her first action with Nauman coming out. So Hill and Burns will now comprise of the Howard front line, with Nichols dropping back to a center midfield position. Wallace holds up, gets it around Zubak. Wallace gets it to Llewellyn. Catamounts with their best looking possession of the game so far, but taken away. Now it's Hill. Hill tries to dribble around Floyd and dribble just a little bit too much. Floyd able to find the feet of Grady. Hatmaker goes to the corner. What a ball forward by Hatmaker. Stangerlin able to win it past one defender. Gets around the second one. Stangerlin will go for a shot to the near post and just cannot sneak it past, as it will be a goal kick. You just see the incredible physical attributes of Talia Stangerlin. She's got size, she's got strength, she's got the speed, and she's got the footwork ability to be an absolute star at this level. And once again, it will be the Catamounts rotating in, as Mackenzie will now replace Taylor Layton. Potomac State head coach Mo Pratt, in his second season with the Catamounts, doing a fine job, as he also is the sports information director for Potomac State. So difficult to do double duty with those, but he handles both very well and with incredible class, as we like to see. Through ball into Burns. Burns with a good cross in. That was a dangerous one, and a Lambert came through to take it away, and she needed to, as Sonati was there waiting to poach. Hatmaker and McManamay, and Hatmaker was called for a foul as she went through the back of McManamay a little bit too much. Potomac State now with an opportunity to get some bodies forward. Long ball forward. Zubak, first one to it. She heads it forward. Hill gets it wide. Sonati does a great job. Keeps it in. Now the Dragons have a counter opportunity, but taken away by Turnant. Juliana Hill gets to the end line. Hill, low cross, taken away, as Burns was just a little bit slow to react to that cross in. Nichols, she'll try a long shot, and Lambert will let that one just work its way to her chest for an easy save. Stangerlin once again wins it away. She'll play to the corner. Burns chases it down. Burns cuts it back inside. Now she's got room. Cross in, as a good play by Faga to just knock it down. Nichols tries to get a little too fancy on that one, and it will go wide. So the Dragons will make a couple subs, as Becca Harriets comes in to replace Talia Stangerlin on the right wing midfield, and Lillian Scott will return to her familiar forward position, with Juliana Hill taking a rest. Short kick on the ground. Nichols Picks it up, goes right to Harriet, who's got those fresh legs coming in. Harriet cuts it back. Left-footed cross in, and cannot find a white shirt as, once again, it's Grady who is there at the right place to make a big defensive play. Wallace hits it forward. Nice flick by McManamy. And Janish with the safe move of just hitting it out. Sonati comes forward to take it away. Scott plays it forward, but Burns got a little turned around there as she was running towards the opposite end. McManamy tried to flip it over. I think she may have hit that right into her own face. Sonati's going to try a long shot now, saved by Lambert. That punt, a whole lot of backspin on that one. Nichols trying to get through. Grady takes it away, but Nichols with the third try gets it. She'll play it to the corner. Harriet, she's got room. Takes a touch in towards the goal. Now she'll look for the left-footed pass to Nichols. Turns to the middle. Nichols switches the field to Scott, but Scott is called for offsides on the play. Could hear the Dragons coaching staff prior to that one telling the team to take a few less long shots as they were just settling for those for the last few possessions. That time, Nichols, you could tell, took the instructions in stride as she tried to flip it forward to her forward. Zubak controls it with her thigh and now brings it down to her feet. Good two-touch ball by Scott. And again, it's just that Howard midfield, their ability to just dominate the middle of the park and take possession without letting their teammates, or excuse me, their opponents really get any comfortable possession. Inside, Sonati, she'll try to turn and shoot, and just didn't quite get all of it, as it will once again roll to Lambert. One thing is for sure, Teresa Lambert will have her total saves for the year increased dramatically in this contest. She's done a good job so far. Cross in by Sonati, headed away by Faga. Jackson will try to chip it into the box. It gets over Faga. It's bouncing into the box. And a great job by Lambert to collect that as Burns and Harriet were ready to pounce. Llewellyn tries to hit it forward. McManamy was going after the ball as well. Just not a ton of offensive chances for the Catamounts as Dragons goalkeeper Haley Murray yet to touch the ball in this game. Nichols. Nichols now will hit a long through ball and just a little bit too much on that one. Scott, well, going to the ground, able to get it wide. Burns tries to cross it and just nobody there. Dragons just not doing a good job of finding teammates, just sort of hitting the ball into spaces without having a specific player to target. McManamy does a great job of holding off Jackson. Now McManamy will try to go down the line and will dribble herself out of play. Nichols with the safe move of playing it back to Janish. Zubak. Intercepted by Faga. Good run there, but just couldn't quite get it to the spot she wanted. As Mackenzie was running away from her, Maeve wanted to check back to get a pass. Now a long through ball in. It's a foot race between Turnant and Scott. Turnant wins it. That ball is going to stay in play as Burns will circle around it. Plays it towards the end line. Her cross in was right there, but Scott couldn't get to it. Now Harriet steals it and has the door slammed shut, and it will be out for a throw-in. Excuse me, a corner kick. So Stangerlin and Kamara will come in with Burns and Sonati coming out. While Alex Greedy will get a break with Taylor Layton replacing her. And that corner kick goes off of the roof of the net for a goal kick. Zubak just flying all over the field. Zubak gets around her defender, chips it into the box. Scott will turn and shoot, blocked away by Hill at the last second. Now it's going to be Harriet's save by Lambert. A great double save there by the Catamounts. Dragons with another corner kick opportunity. This one right into the box. Janish is right there and just can't get her header to go back to where it came from, and it goes wide. Turnant will take the goal kick. Hatmaker flying through, hits it up to Camara, who brings it down, but again, it's Faga who is playing a great defensive game, really holding off the Dragons, and she's pushing all the way forward, trying to make a counterattack. She does win it off the foot of Janish, but Hatmaker is there to clean it up. Stangerlin, one-on-one against Floyd. And Howard will just pass it backwards. Kamara. Hatmaker will try another long shot, and why not? It worked last time, but this time couldn't quite get as much on it as she did in her attempt that found the netting. Lambert slices that punt, and that will deflect off of Layton for a Howard throw-in. Jackson plays a square ball to Nichols. Nichols plays in a good run by Harriet, was trying to catch Catamounts off guard. I think it was just a little toe poke that deflected it into Lambert. Under 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Dragons only ahead 2-0, but the possession and shots will tell you that it has been quite a one-sided affair thus far. Nichols Good ball forward. Harriets is behind her defender. Harriets gets it over into the box. Stangerlin with the header, and it is going to be saved by Lambert. As Stangerlin, that header just got under it a little bit too much, wasn't able to head it down into the goal, and Lambert was there to keep it away from her net. But a great build-up play by the Dragons once again, as Harriets has put in some dangerous crosses throughout the contest. Wallace dribbles through the Howard midfield, able to pass it up, but Llewellyn doesn't control it cleanly. Good one-touch passing by Howard. Stangerlin gets it around Floyd. It's 1 versus 2. Stangerlin, a slide tackle by Turnant. Still Stangerlin with the ball into the box. Pass it forward. Scott, turn, shot, blocked away by Hill. Kamara with the shot. That is saved by Lloyd. And another good double save by the Catamounts, as Nauman will return to the game with Scott, who is unable to finish that one coming back. Corner kick once again for Howard. It's almost into the net as Lambert was able to just push it away. Janish was on the back post and she tried to pat it in. It goes wide, and once again, Catamounts able to survive another threat. Zubak with a bombing run forward. Cuts it back inside. Tries to lay it off for Nauman, who is sitting at the top of the box waiting for a pass wide open. But it is blocked away. Now it's Wallace. Gets it wide to McKenzie. Catamounts trying to make a counterattack. Trying to get something going. And McManamy wins a throw-in. Five minutes remaining in this first half. Wallace cuts inside of Nauman, but Zubak picks it up. Floyd gets it up to Layton. And a good job by Jackson as she plays it off the foot of Layton, and it will be a goal kick. As Howard Community College Athletic Director Aaron Foley doing double duty today, as the ball runner on the near side here has the opportunity to show off the cannon and throw it to the Dragons goalkeeper Haley Murray. Murray, with her first kick of the game, boots it forward. Zubak and Cornell with a collision, and Cornell called for the foul, taken quickly by Hatmaker. Stangerlin drags the ball with her, gets it to Nichols. Nichols into the box. Nichols tries twice to cross it in, and the second one will go out of play. Nichols once again puts it right around the box. Header. Harriets with the volley. That one will go wide. Good flick on header by Kamara. And Harriets just couldn't keep it under the bar. Nauman able to find Harriets, who's making that run down the far sideline again. Harriets left-footed cross, and it is blocked by a combination of Hill and McKenzie. Rolled out to Wallace. Wallace looks upfield, trying to find somewhere to go with it. She is able to find Cornell, and that one's given away. Zubak will just hit it one time right into the box. Nichols had her eyes on it, but was only able to see Lambert get her hands on it. She'll go for the football pass forward. Floyd tries to hit it long. Stangerlin finds the feet of Nichols. Nichols couldn't cut it into the path of Camara. Once again, Wallace with good hold-up play, but taken off her foot by Stangerlin. Nauman wide to Harriet. Harriet gets the cross into the box, and Lambert once again is able to snag it away. Just 90 seconds remaining in this first half. That one is just booted to the opposite side of the field. Stubbs under pressure from Wallace, and she will play it back to her goalkeeper. Catamounts now trying to put some forward pressure on it. Howard able to pass their way out of it, but given away. And now for a throw in for the Catamounts, and the substitution will come in as Grady will come in and replace Brooke Cornell. Cassidy Wallace switches the field. Floyd. "20 seconds. Howard with one last rush forward and taken away by Wallace. Now it's going to be the Catamounts looking forward. Wallace trying to fight through Stubbs, and Stubbs wins out. 12 seconds. Stubbs gets to Kamara. She's going to make a run at it. Kamara, shot off the crossbar, and that will be the end of the first half. So an exciting first half of soccer, and Howard will go into the break with a 2-0 lead. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with halftime stats after this short intermission. Second half underway here in Columbia, Maryland. The number 1 seeded Howard Community College Dragons ahead 2-0 on the number 4 seed Potomac State Catamounts. In this regional tournament semifinal game, that first half, Dragons with 24 shots, Potomac State with none. But that goalkeeping by Teresa Lambert of the Catamounts kept them in it with 10 saves in the first half. Howard had 7 corner kicks, and both teams were were called for 2 fouls each in the game. Madison Zubak with the first goal, Kayla Hatmaker with the second. Dragons in their white uniforms with the gray trim, as a good cross once again by Harriet is taken away by Teresa Lambert. Dragons in their white uniforms with the gold trim going to the goal on your right now for the second half. And the Catamounts in their navy blue with their yellow numbers, they are going to the goal on your left. You can see the men's soccer team, who have now completed their practice, are now very much in attendance and standing by the fence as fans cheering on their lady counterparts. Good play there by Fagais. She is able to get it forward to McKenzie. Sonati just rips it away. Tries to flip it forward to Nichols. Nichols will just run through. And referee originally signaled that there wasn't going to be a foul called, and then was checking on the injury of Leighton. And we'll see what the call is here. And it's just going to be a drop ball. Nichols will take control of the ball and just cross it immediately into the box. Scott finds Harriet. Harriet gets to the end line. Now we'll cut it back with 2 defenders on her. Harriet will try a left-footed shot, and Lambert with the save. On the other side of the bracket, we can update you in saying that the number 2 seed CCBC Essex Knights are ahead 4-0. They are only midway through the first half over there, but they are well in front of the Southern Maryland Hawks, which means if the 2 results were to hold as they are currently set, the Knights would come to Columbia for the regional final. A little early to start saying that, but just as a prediction, I will say, based on what we're seeing, it is the highest seed hosting the games for this regional tournament. With the Howard Dragons being the number 1 seed, they would host any team that came to them for the regional championship. This goes forward to Nichols. Nichols, left-footed cross that gets past Lambert. And thankfully for the Catamounts, Madison Llewellyn was there to kick it away. And now Nichols will be called for the offsides as she was coming from the end line. McManamy able to control it, and she will just hit it up the field with no real target in mind. Stubbs. Wide to Harriet, and Harriet will have the ball deflected up towards our way. Almost able to catch that one in the scorer's box here. Now Harriet will throw it forward. Scott gets around Llewellyn. Now Scott will try to cross it in, and the ball actually had gone out of play before the cross, so it will be a goal kick. And just as I say that, the Knights have added on another one, and they are now leading 5-0 over in Essex. as the top 2 seeds, for the meantime, appear to be taking care of business. Crossed into the middle, Lambert once again able to come in and save her team from giving up a shot. Lambert with a booming punt this time. Will get it past the half field mark. Stubbs hits it forward. Zubak with room. Zubak plays it around Faga, trying to get back to the ball, but once again Lambert rushing off of her goal line and takes it away from Zubak. Punt forward. Again, it's going to be Janish. Stubbs. Wide to Harriet. Harriet nutmegs Llewellyn, but Llewellyn able to win the ball back. She'll play it forward. McManamy. She's got some room. It's one-on-one with Janish. Hadmaker's coming to help. McManamy still going down the line. And Janish goes down, and it is going to be a foul on the Catamounts as Janish was able to get the inside position. Haley Murray in her neon pink goalkeeper uniform hits it forward. Llewellyn first to it, hits it forward. Now it's going to be Janish. Long ball. Nichols behind the Catamount defense. Nichols. She's got help, but Nichols going to take it all herself. Madeline Nichols, shot saved by Lambert. Nichols tried to go for the far post with her left foot there. Just didn't quite get enough height on it, as Lambert had that read all the way and playing it low. Dragons right back at it. This is Jackson. Jackson will dribble into the box, tries to cut it around, turn it. Still fighting for it. Snotty trips over the ball, but able to win it back for Howard. Dragons will make for their first subs of the second half, with Stangerlin taking over for Snotty on the left wing and Kamara in for Scott up top. Long throw forward. Jackson can't connect with Stangerlin. Stangerlin wins it back and cleared out again by Turnant. McManamy trying to fight through Jackson and shielded off the ball. Much slower pace so far in the second half, as neither team really looking to fully press forward. Now it is going to be Zubak. Great touch around. She'll play it forward. Nichols is behind. Nichols. This time she won't miss. Madeline Nichols will score on that. Give the assist to Madison Zubak on that through ball. And for Howard now getting to that 3-0 comfortable lead. And Howard will make a sub, as Anna Burns will come into the game, with Nichols getting to enjoy a break after scoring that goal. For Nichols, it is her 11th goal of the game, or 11th goal of the season, rather. And Catamounts will also make a substitution. with Gracie Hill replacing Victoria Floyd. So Howard ahead. Excuse me, Howard ahead 3-0 with 35 minutes remaining in this contest. Really just not seeming to be putting a wrong foot forward at the moment. Given away. Burns picks it up for Howard. Gets it wide to Harriet's. Harriet's nice move around Llewellyn. Harriet's a low cross. Nauman with the off-balance shot, and that will sail over the net. Another great build-up play for Howard. Hatmaker. Jackson will try to play it into Burns. Hit away by Turnant. Burns holding off Hill. She'll try to turn the corner and just gets the ball caught on her feet a little bit and will be out for a goal kick. And Howard will make another substitution with Sonati coming in for Harriet's on the near sideline. For Potomac State, at this point, you're just looking to try to move the ball up slowly. They've tried some long balls over the top, and it's just with McManamy being up top by herself, unable to beat the speed of that Howard defense. So they're trying to go for the short passes, work up slowly. Just can't quite find an opening. Stangerland gets it to Kamara. Plays it back to Stangerland, and that will be blocked away for another corner kick. Nichols is not on the field, so it looks like there's some confusion from Howard about who will take it. Now it is going to be Sonati running towards the far sideline. Sonati plays for the top of the box. Janish will take a shot. That one blocked. Zubak to Hatmaker. Hatmaker dribbles inside. Finds Kamara on the wing, and Kamara offsides. Wallace flips it off of Zubak, and I believe it should be a Catamounts throw-in, and it will be a good call by the referees. Zubak just goes right back and wins it off of the throw-in, and this time there's no doubt that she played that off of Grady for a Howard throw-in. Over the defense, but Kamara has it deflects off her body. And now it's Howard that wins it back for a throw-in. Sonati throws it short to Kamara. Plays it back to Sonati. Tries to jump over Wallace, but just dribbles out of bounds, and it will be substitution for both teams. And Harriets will go in for Janish, who has been nothing short of spectacular this season in the center back position, and will likely get some rest up for the remainder, if not the entirety, of this contest, as she will just try to prepare for the upcoming playoff run of the Howard Dragons. McManamy trying to win it through Howard's defense, and Hatmaker takes control. Somehow that stayed in. What a ball hit forward by Hatmaker. Now it's Kamara. One-on-one. Kamara. Shot! Saved by Lambert. A great run by Yassine Kamara, and just could not get it around Lambert, who continues to rack up the saves. Now 13 for the contest. Harriet distributes it wide. Nauman for Stubbs. Plays wide to Sonati. Sonati cuts inside, gets around a couple of Catamounts, tries to pull it back to her right foot, will now hit the forward pass. Nauman's shot gets blocked. She's still with it. Nauman. And that shot goes wide. Jenna Nauman with several great chances. Just couldn't quite find the net. But a great, again, the playmaking ability of Tessa Sonati on that one, as she dribbled through enough defenders to garner defensive attention and then just passed it right through. Stubbs finds Sonati again. This time Sonati will just go around the outside. Again, we'll cut it inside. This looks like a familiar play. Sonati this time will go for Kamara. Kamara was falling down, tries to get the shot off, and it will go wide. Hill will replace Yassine Kamara for the Dragons, and then Madison Llewellyn for the Catamounts will replace Megan McKenzie. Sonati. Long ball forward by Harriet as she finds Hill. Hill. And falling away, tried to cross it in. Didn't get enough oomph on that one. Lambert punts. Harriet's chests it down to Zubak, who once again playing that center midfield position. Madison Zubak just everywhere, it seems like, on the field at the same time. Wallace, good switch to the field, but Jackson cuts it off. Stangerlin does go wide to the overlapping Celia Jackson. Goes to the corner, but Burns was making a run towards the middle. Not on the same page for that. Stangerlin, great turn. Gets inside the box. Stangerlin still with it. Talia Stangerlin shot goes wide. Oh my goodness. Just some incredible plays by Talia Stangerlin to get around and through that Potomac State defense. Just couldn't find the net on the shot. Nichols will come in. She'll replace Nauman, and Scott takes over for Burns. Stubbs almost gives that away as Angela Faga has moved up the field a little bit. She is playing more of a midfield position. I wonder if this will leave Catamounts a little bit more exposed on that defensive line. But when you're down 3-0 in a playoff game, you've really got to push your best players forward and try to find a way to get to that Howard goal. Hill trying to chase that one down, doesn't quite get to it. Now it's Faga. Tries to get through Harriet's. Harriet's wins it back. Gets it wide to Sonati. Scott gives it back to Sonati. Dribbles it into the box. Looks for the pass. Shot. Goal! Madeline Nichols does it again. And it is the playmaking ability of Tessa Sonati that set it up. And Howard now ahead 4-0. Nichols, her second goal of the game, 12th of the season. For Sonati, that is her fifth assist of the season with 2. Scott finds Hill. Howard once again going right at the Catamounts. Juliana Hill trying to muscle her way past Llewellyn, but Llewellyn able to just poke it out from her possession. Cassidy Wallace plays it wide to Grady. And she'll win a throw-in. Sonati and Wallace. Sonati wins it. Hit forward for Hill. Hill wins it back for Howard. Sonati again looking to try to pull the strings. She'll get it forward to Hill. Hill shot. Saved by Lambert. Lambert goes for a little pooch punt. Harriet's to Nichols. Goes to the corner for Stangerlin. She's behind the defense now. Stangerlin, left-footed shot, saved by Lambert. Madeline Nichols puts in the box, hit her by Hatmaker, and it goes just wide. Hatmaker just flashed out of nowhere, diving through the box, and definitely was able to get her header down, which we've seen a number of Howard headers were not able to do that, unfortunately for her, just wide. Wallace gets it wide for Hill. Taken away by Nichols. Madeline Nichols again goes into the box. Passes it for Hill. And a good play by Cornell to save the danger. An update from Essex, where the CCBC Essex Knights are now ahead 6-0. It is halftime for the number 2 seed Knights. Sonati, she'll turn and shoot. That will go wide. This is the regional tournament for the Dragons. If they were able to win this game, they would move on to the finals. Regardless of that result, the 2 teams that are in that championship game for the regionals will advance to the district tournament, which is a 4-team tournament involving the winner of Region 10, which is from the North Carolina and South Carolina region, as well as Region 19 from the Eastern Pennsylvania / New Jersey region. And those 4 teams would come together in Maryland for a 4-team tournament with a spot in the national tournament on the line to the winner of that tournament. So a lot of games left to be played during this playoff run. But first things first, have to take care of business in this one. Stangerlin gets it forward. Scott, able to get into a shooting space. Scott, and just hits a worm burner to the goalkeeper. Teresa Lambert now up to 16 saves. Howard has put on 40 shots, which has surpassed their season average of 33 per game. As Megan McKenzie will replace Victoria Floyd. Wallace able to turn, trying to find Faga, but it is going to be Harriet's. Harriet's hits it forward. Scott is onside. Lillian Scott into the box. Pulls it back to her right foot. Gets the shot off, and it's to Hill. And Hill puts it in off the inside of the post. Dragons score again. Have to give Lillian Scott credit. I thought it was a shot at first, but after the result, we're going to call it a pass for her sake, as it went right into the path of Hill. And Hill just able to poke it in. A fortunate bounce off the inside of the post, but that will go in for the Dragons' 5th goal of the game. For Hill, that is her 5th goal of the season, with Scott picking up her 6th assist of the campaign. And Howard now ahead 5-0 with 18 minutes remaining. Long ball forward. Murray comes off her line, picks it up. I believe that's the first time she's had the ball in her hands for this game. And she will hit a big punt forward. Scott controls it off of the fly. And that ball by Turnant played off the referee. And that is the new rule now, where if the referee interferes with play, the ball is stopped and it will be Catamounts' possession. Turnant, long ball forward, headed away by Harriet. Sonati finds Zubak in the middle, gives it back to Sonati. McKenzie cuts it off. Wallace gets it up to McMenemy. And that will go out for a Catamounts throw-in. Some positive momentum. And once again, we see Athletic Director Aaron Foley sprinting down the field. McMenemy wins it. And a foul is called on the Dragons. And this will be the best chance for the Catamounts, as they will move good amount of their players forward into the box. So it's going to be Haley Turnant with the ball in the corner and 6 Catamounts in the box. Played in for the back post. Bounces past everyone, and Nichols will just safely hit it out of play. So good opportunity for Potomac State, just couldn't find somebody on the end of the ball. Thrown in short. And another throw in. Cut off by Harriet's. Now Harriet's going to start running forward. Dragons are on the counter. It's 3 versus 4 on this. Harriet's shut down by Turnin as she stuck her foot out in the path. And Stangerlin able to at least stop it from being a fast break going the other way. Thrown forward, and Harriet's out of that holding midfield spot, able to win it back. Scott cuts it back inside. She'll play it long. Hill is off to the races. Juliana Hill gets into the box. Tries to muscle off Llewellyn. Still Hill gets the shot off, and that one will go wide. And ball will go out for a goal kick. Good effort by Juliana Hill. And her efforts will see her take a spot on the bench after that, as Howard will replace both of their front liners. Foul on Howard on that play. Head coach Kate Segro is having some playful banter with the center referee, saying that she has not yet complained about a single call, so out of contractual obligation decides to make that the moment to do so. Wallace, under pressure from Nichols, gives it away. Stangerlin gets it around Cornell. Kamara waiting for the ball. Now it's going to just be Stangerlin going up for it. Kamara on the overlap. She'll pick it up. Kamara slows it down, and Cornell sticks her foot in, but Kamara just muscles her way back on the ball. Passes it off to Stangerlin. Nichols comes in with the shot, and it will go out of play for a corner kick. This is the 10th corner kick for the Dragons. This one, Burns throws her body for it. Dragons calling for a handball, and it is going to be given, as it looked like it may have bounced off the hand of Madison Llewellyn, I believe. Some discussion about who is going to take the kick. And it is going to be Tessa Sonati who steps in front of it. Sonati with her first penalty kick attempt of the season. Steps up, goes for the left side and scores it. Tessa Sonati scores her second of the game, and Howard ahead 6-0. Snoddy scores her first of the game, and that is her 4th goal of the season. And with just 12 minutes remaining, things are starting to get close for Howard. Harriet goes to the corner. Stangerlin picks it up. Stangerlin to the box. Sonati comes across, and that shot just couldn't quite get her foot around it. So Victoria Floyd will come in with Taylor Layton getting the rest for Potomac State. Stangerlin down the left side. Stangerlin low cross, picked up by Lambert. Punted forward by Lambert, and again, nobody there for the Catamounts to even pressure the ball. Now it's Hatmaker, gives it away. Faga plays it up for McManamy, and she just doesn't have enough left in the tank to really chase that down. Stubbs goes for the over-the-top ball, and that will be hit out of play, which will allow Jenna Nauman to return back into the game for Howard, with Zubak giving way. Stubbs. Nichols picks it up. Nichols could go for the shot. Nichols actually tries to play it in for Burns. Nauman. And once again, good passing. This is going to be Nichols. Now will try to turn and shoot. Saved by Lambert. Stangerlin finds Harriet in the middle. Harriet makes a run into the box. Harriet, left-footed cross. Now she'll try the right. Leaves it off for Nauman. Nauman's shot, and that sails over the crossbar. And Potomac State will make a double sub with Layton replacing McManamy. And Rachel Hesse, believe it is her first action of this game, will replace Alex Grady on the left side. Sonati goes through the back of Floyd. Sonati plays it in and just intercepted by Cornell. Out for a Howard throw-in. Hill will come back in the game as she replaces Burns up top. Sonati gets it into Kamara, plays it back to Sonati, who slices that cross out for a goal kick. With Dragons seemingly in the driver's seat, it's starting to get to that point where it's not too early to start preparing for the next game, where if the Dragons do hold on to win this, they will host the Region 20 Division II championship game, and that would be right here on Saturday, May 15th, with a tentative time of 12 p.m. scheduled for that game. What a game that will be as the two teams played into a fantastic 2-1 Dragons win earlier in the season. Sonati gets it in. Kamara with the shot, saved by Lambert. And with that, for the second straight game, the visiting goalkeeper going up against the Dragons has now made as many saves as Howard's goalkeeper Haley Murray has made all season long combined. 18 saves for Teresa Lambert, and that is as many as Haley Murray has made in her now 8 games playing. And it is not for lack of ability, it is just not really getting opportunities to save the ball. But every one of those Dragons will be the first to tell you that there is just something comforting about knowing that they have a goalkeeper as good as Murray behind them for when she is needed. Nauman, she'll get another shot off, saved by Lambert. Sonati tries to dribble through the Catamounts defense, knocked away. Nichols just plowing forward. Nichols, she'll go for the sky-high shot. Unfortunately for her, the goal is not 50 feet high. And Essex has just scored their 7th goal. And with that, it is starting to get comfortable saying that we know who the matchup will be. It looks every way like it's going to be a Howard versus Essex showdown here on Saturday for the regional championship. The Dragons, however, in that game were without Sonati and Harriets. And now with those two healthy and really in fine form, have to wonder if Essex will have the answer to those reinforcements of what was already a strong Howard squad that they saw just a month ago. Hatmaker switches the field, Stubbs, room in front of her. Plays it long for Kamara. Kamara gives it off to Sonati. Sonati's shot saved by Lambert. That is save number 20 for Teresa Lambert. Setting some career highs, I'm sure. In fact, Lambert came into this game having 50 saves all year long. Harriet tries to find Kamara, just banks off her shim. Kamara wins it back. She'll try a shot. And a little bit too much backspin as it will go over the bar. Harriet wins it. Tries a give and go with Kamara. Kamara just tries to throw her body in, and it is going to be a foul on Kamara. Headed in the wrong direction by Cornell. Now it's Nichols. Nichols plays it through to Sonati. Sonati, she's in, but the offside flag goes up on the near side. I have a feeling that if Nichols hadn't already scored a couple of goals, she probably would have just taken that shot herself, but trying to make the unselfish play to dish that one off for her teammate. Less than a minute remaining here in Columbia. Dragons doing what they needed to do. Kamara gets it inside Hill. One last chance. Hill shot saved by Lambert. The 21st save by Teresa Lambert. And you have to give her a lot of credit. She did everything she could. But in the end, Dragons were just relentless in their barrage towards that Catamount goal. And it will pay off. And with that, the Dragons have secured their playoff win. They will advance to that regional championship game on Saturday, May 15th, where they will very likely take on the CCBC Essex Knights. So Dragons win 6-0, and we will be right back here in just 48 hours. That will do it for us in Columbia, Maryland. Thank you for your attendance in today's game and all year long. Look forward to having you back here as the Dragons continue their playoff run. On behalf of the entire Howard Community College Athletics Department, final score, Howard 6, Potomac State 0.